All right, we have a sparse crowd here. We are few, but we are mighty. So we can't do this without doing this right. So Tanner, Ethan, what do you guys think? You good? Let's do it. All right. You guys don't even mind.
Turn back on the Rasputin. All right, fellas. I'll know the deal. You scream 8 times back out. Or you know back out. Or you yell 8 times. A-Town, you know. A-Town, you know. A-Town, you know. A-Town, you know. A-Town, you know.
Thanks, guys. All right, you guys saw this at the last meeting. It's been updated. You guys are going to walk out of here today and be handed a new one of these. It's on green paper. If you have the old one, it's on white paper. Throw that one away because we've had to make all the adjustments and everything's 100% accurate. And we're going to cover a lot of that today, okay? You guys are going to be so much smarter, so much more knowledgeable about graduation. It's going to be that much clearer for everybody. This is what we ended on at the last meeting, okay? So I want to maybe review the last part we did. And you see all the blue events up there? Those are kind of the different groups of students, their celebrations. Okay, I put those together on the last version to kind of show people what those are. Now they're all put in chronological order. So all those blues are going to get spread out on that new green sheet. So just everything goes chronological by calendar date. Okay, the things we covered right at the end of the last meeting was a little bit about prom. And I have Miss Tarsi here to talk to you guys a little bit more about prom. And then the other things we covered that we ended, I thought, on a really high note was, yes, we can decorate our caps. We know that. Celebrate your culture, recognize others, celebrate your future, but be really smart. Remember, it's a school event, okay? And what happens if you show up with something that's inappropriate? We're going to hand one of the blank green ones to you, and then you just have to graduate that way. All right. Also, about cultural regalia, yes, keep it true and real. And we are the Auburn High School class of 2022, so we want to be individual, but at the same time we want to be a collective too, because this collection of people, on June 18th, when you all graduate together, we're never going to be able to bring that group together again unless you all show up to your class reunions, which hopefully you will. Okay. I'm going to break this down by date. So today's May 18th, and I'm going to take you to June 3rd, and then I'll turn it over to Mrs. Tarsi. But today we're at the senior class assembly. It's our 4th. Our 5th one is going to be, okay, the day of graduation, because we're going to have to do a quick kind of rehearsal in the gym that day. That'll be the last time we meet before we go to graduation. We have a Junior ROTC Awards banquet this Friday. On Friday the 20th is also the last day you guys can turn in your scholarship information. If you've earned scholarships, whatever the amount is, it doesn't matter. It's all money that's going to help propel you into the future. If you've got some awards that maybe the school doesn't know about, Mrs. Letton does a great job. She covers all this, not just for Auburn High School. She does it for the entire district. Okay? But we could use a little bit of help on things that come in last minute. You got to get that form turned in by May 20th. Okay, also every senior was emailed an invitation to speak at our graduation. We want everybody that's got a story to have an opportunity to share it on the big day. Okay, and you have until May 23rd to fill out that application and give us an idea of what you want to talk about. Okay, Zello is a must, as are the 10 hours of community service. I'm going to give you a little bit of data because that's what principals do. So I don't care about this class right now. I care about the people. I don't care about this class. I care about the people. This is who I care about right now, is this class, these people right here. So right now, you guys can see where we're at with Zello as of yesterday. We've got about 30% of our seniors that haven't even started yet. And it is a state graduation requirement. So if you're that person or you know those people, help each other. And if you don't know how to get into Zello, now would be a great time to talk to your Troy Time teacher. And a question was asked last time we were here, well, who else can I ask? And it's Miss Marshall in the Career Center. Okay? You can sit down over a weekend and get it done. Okay? It's doable, but you got to get that done. And you also have to take care of the 10 hours of community service, okay? And then starting in a few weeks, we're gonna have teachers in Troy Time, senior Troy Time teachers hand out these. You've completed it. That's another one of your tickets. You're getting closer to graduation. All right, so that is that. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Tarsi.
June 4th. And so this year it's at the Georgetown Ballroom. I'm going to hit the next one. It's at the Georgetown Ballroom, which is in Seattle. It's a beautiful place. But there's a couple of requirements that they have this year. We were really hoping that they would change these requirements, but they haven't. And it all comes around the whole COVID thing. So this year they are requiring that you have a copy of your vaccination record or you have a negative PCR test within 72 hours. They are super serious. We're not going to be the ones checking that at the door. They're checking that at the door. Miss Hamlet went to a wedding there not too long ago, and literally she had to like pull out her ID. Then they looked at her record, they looked at her ID, they checked her out. Like she said, it was serious getting in. So spread the word that you need to have your vaccination record or a negative PCR test within 72 hours of that event. Okay. The next part is our guest policy. Just outside the activities office, if you are bringing a guest that does not go to school here, there's a form that you have to fill out, so the guest policy form. If they go to school here, you're fine. If they do not, there's a couple requirements. Number one, no middle school students are allowed. And also, sorry, Ken. Also, you cannot have anyone over the age of 20. Okay, so in order to do that, there's this form. So you read the front of the form. On the back of the form, there's 4 things you need to fill out. So the first one is you are signing it. The second box, your parent is signing it. The third box, your guest and their parents are signing it. And the fourth box is you have to give this to the school that they go to. So let's just say they go to Auburn Mountain View. And you need to give it to them to have a school administrator sign off to say that they're a good kid and they can go to our prom. So this takes a little bit of time. We are asking that all of these get turned in the Wednesday before prom because they have to get approved by us and we have to go through and double check things. So if you are taking someone that is not an Auburn High School student, make sure you pick up this form and get it filled out as soon as possible. Yeah. No, students that are, as long as they're a student here, they do not have to fill out this form. Only if they are not an Auburn High School student. So thank you for that. Question? I just know we all know people that have had fake ones that, like, when they went to the restaurants in Seattle, when they were requiring them, they're like showing it and they didn't even look at it. That's not the case here. They're really, they're watching it, they're gonna look at your ID, they're gonna compare it. She was kind of surprised at how strict they were, and they're sticking with that policy. The other thing I would say is parking is a little bit tricky down there, so give yourself a little bit of time when it comes to parking. I think that's it as far as prom. One more thing I do want to say, well, tickets are on sale. You can get tickets at the activities office, $30 if you have your ASB, $35 without. And then I'm going to say one more thing, which it might come up a little bit later, but we're doing senior spotlights for all of our seniors. There's a half sheet of paper you're going to get at the end of this, and it has our class code on it. If you could upload your pictures and answer a few questions, we would like to make those spotlights for everyone. We only have about 60 people that have done both parts of it. So if you could get those pictures into us and answer some questions, we just want to spotlight all of you and get those pictures up in the comments. If not, I'm pulling your school photo. And some of you guys, your school photo is like your 5th grade photo. So get your pictures in. Okay, questions? In the back.
The person I'm bringing goes to online school, so how would I go about doing that?
Same thing. So they fill this out, your parents sign it, their parents sign it, and they have an administrator. They could probably, I know that they could just go ahead and email it to them, and then they could email it back. Because they do have administrators there. Good question. Anyone else? Probably. Why don't you go ahead and on the bottom part where it says guest student school administrator, just write in there Auburn Online and I'll make a phone call.
Okay.
Sound good? Okay, anyone else? Questions? So we hope to see you at prom. We're super excited about it. It's a beautiful facility, great night out, but just get all of those things taken care of before you head there. All right, congratulations, seniors.
Just for clarification, if you're going to bring a date to prom who's in an online school in a different district, we can't do what we just said. Okay, you're going to have to get them to get a signature from their administrator, but we've got a connection with the principal at Auburn Online, obviously. Okay, so if you do have that situation, get working on it as soon as you can. You've got a little bit of time. All right, next thing, this is June 6th to June 7th. Lots of things are going to happen on that Monday and Tuesday. We've got Senior Awards Night on Monday the 6th. It's going to be right here. It's a great event, and if you're being recognized for some type of an award, scholarship, you will receive an invitation, and that's going to come from Mrs. Letton. And then on the next day, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Miss Marshall. That's yours, right? Okay. Let's hear from Miss Marshall, you guys.
June 7th is going to be a busy day. One of the things that we're doing during lunchtime on June 7th is we're going to have seniors signing day. So it doesn't matter what your plan is for after high school, we're going to let you announce it that day. So we'll hold that during lunch. It's a good way for you to find out where everybody else is heading. But also, it's really inspirational for younger students. So when freshmen and sophomores start to see the different paths that people are taking, so maybe you're going to a 2-year or 4-year, or you have an apprenticeship, or you're going into the military. We have a lot of different paths out there, and so it's good that you get a chance to announce it, and then also let the younger people know, and your teachers. We all care about where you're going, and it's good to hear that. So if you haven't decided by then, come to the Career Center, I can help with that. And then you'll just let us know at that point what your plans are. So we're going to do a little celebration for you that day. And then also on June 7th, because that's the day that ticket distribution will start, that's going to be the last day for you to complete the senior survey. So Mrs. Tarsi mentioned the slip. So on this side, it has information about uploading photos and answering questions. And on the flip side, we have the QR code for the senior survey. So this is something that's required of all seniors before you get your tickets. We need feedback from you about what has gone well during high school and what hasn't. It's a shorter survey than that makes it sound like, but you're basically letting us know what's working and what we need to improve for younger students. So please take the time to fill that out, probably 5-ish minutes to do that, but we're going to check it before you get your tickets. All right, any questions? Okay, and we aren't kidding about Zello, so if you're falling behind on that, come see me, come see your Troy Time teacher. We're here to support you. We don't want you doing it all at the last minute. All right, congratulations. You guys are so close to being done.
Thank you, Ms. Marshall. Okay, again, just some points of emphasis up there. You know, the last day to turn in your awards and scholarship information is going to be on the 20th. You already knew that. She talked about senior signing day. Graduation tickets, that's a hot topic in the homes. We know that. You can tell your families, you know you're going to get at least 6. You're going to get more. We're going to determine on Friday. We have a whole principals meeting. We're looking at all the specs of the stadium, and we'll be able to let you know how many more we're going to be able to release. So heads up on that. We're going to know by Friday. I'll let you guys know by Monday, hopefully by Friday. And if you're a senior that isn't on track to graduate today, but you're working really hard to become that person so you can graduate on June 18th, you know, we give you all the way up until June 18th, and we're still going to hold your 6 tickets. So don't panic. Don't think we're going to give your tickets away. That's not going to happen. Now, if you do come up short and you're not able to graduate on time, then we'll probably just have those tickets we'll pass them out to families that are kind of on a wait list, so we'll see. All right, so that's kind of that on ticketing. The next thing, okay, I already talked about that. Yes, you're going to be able to sit with your friends. We'll have 2 different practices. One's going to be on Friday, the 17th of June, and we'll get to that in just a second. And then we'll do one right before the ceremony in the gymnasium before we walk over to the stadium. So don't worry. All I need you guys to be focused for about an hour to kind of get our routine down, and then you guys will nail it. Seniors always do. We are going to assign tickets by home side and visitor side at the stadium. And the reason we did that is because last year, the way we set graduation up, we had to do it in quadrants because we had to really limit the seating for families, like 4 per family. But we wanted to make sure families were as close to their graduates in the stadium and then down to the field. And we got a lot of really great positive feedback from families. They liked that. It gave them a lot of photo opportunities to take photos of their seniors. So we're trying to reconstruct that again, even though it gets to be more of a normal graduation this year. So if you're on the visitor side, it doesn't matter. You're still going to graduate, or your family will be able to be on that side or the home side. And we're all going to face towards the best school in the world. We're going to face Auburn High School. And all the schools are going to do that. There's going to be a really big screen behind the stage. So if you're having that special moment, you're going to have your face on the big screen. That might send some anxieties in some of you, but trust me, it's all going to work out. It's going to be great. So you can't sit with your friends, your senior graduate friends. As a matter of fact, if you've got someone who's kind of struggling to get to graduation, be their encourager, be their cheerleader, help them out best you can. Okay, it's a lot more fun when we're all there. So that's the way that's going to work. When you do pick up your tickets, make sure your parents know if they're going to be seated on the visitor side or the home side. It's going to say it on the back of the ticket. It's going to say either, I'll probably say home or visitor, or east or west. I don't know how they're going to do it, but that's how it's going to be. If they end up going into the wrong side, it's okay. That's just the way it used to always be anyway. We just try to keep families as close to their kids as they can. Another thing that we're going to do, we're going to get back to, we're going to do the class of 22 photo out on the football field. We're going to do that on June 10th. It's supposed to be 74 degrees and sunny that day. Yeah, I'm that nerdy. I checked. So we're going to do that. We'll give you more information on that part. We've got some more different celebrations going on. Pacific Islanders, SLC, TAP, Latinx. The last day of school for you guys is going to be the 17th, Friday the 17th. We'll have a senior breakfast in the Commons. Okay, we'll start a little bit later because we want the underclassmen to get to class, and then you guys can have your time in the Commons. We'll be there about an hour, maybe hour 15, and we're going to come back over here. Mr. Isham's going to be putting together your senior video. It's a classic. Every year he keeps throwing these classics out at us. So we'll be able to watch that in here as a group. And then we're going to go over and we're going to work on graduation practice. We'll start in the gym, and then more than likely we'll head over to the stadium. But if you're a senior, and tell your friends this too, if you're a senior that isn't on track to graduate, you know you got to do a little bit of summer school or come back next year. I still want you to be part of the breakfast and the video. That's important, that you stay together as much as you can. But when it's time to head over to the gym for practice, then you got to hit the class or whatever, and it's only the seniors that are graduating on June 18th. Okay? So that's that. And this is the big day. I didn't have to put much else other than we'll do our class assembly in the gym. We'll be seated by 4:22 p.m. in the gym. The reason I picked 4:22, you remember that number. Just put that in your brain right now. 4:22, I have to be in the gym and be seated. And then we'll go about an hour long of kind of taking you guys through the last minutes. You get a lot of photo opportunities. We'll have photographers there. And then we'll start marching over the stadium for the big day, the big moment. And more than anything, if I could wish anything for you guys on that day, it's a day you'll always remember. It's a day you're going to have a lot of fun, a lot of celebrations, and I'm glad we get to go last. Because if we go a little bit longer than we're supposed to, it doesn't make anybody upset. But we'll keep it down to about an hour and 15, maybe at the most an hour 30. So we're kind of at that part, and everyone's excited, everybody's happy, but there's still a little bit more work to do, and the work is getting your diploma. Okay? You're going to get your transcripts. That's going to help you move on to the next level or wherever you're going. But that high school diploma is also what you've been working towards since your kindergarten year, preschool years. We start handing those out in our main office, and we also mail them home. So if you've got 0 on your student account, you're right where you need to be, you don't owe us anything, an equipment or any type of monies, it's going to get mailed home to you. And if you do owe anything, like a piece of equipment or you have some fines you got to take care of, you got to come in to pick it up. We'll work a payment plan for you if we need to do that, but you're going to be able to walk out with your diploma. Okay? It's important. I have 3 kids. My number 3 never picked up her diploma. It's left a hole in my heart, you guys. She's graduated, she's got her transcripts, And every now and then when I want to push her buttons, I bring the diploma thing up, because we have complete sets of it. It's important to your parents is what I'm saying. I know sometimes it just seems like a piece of paper. We've got her college diploma, we got everybody's diplomas, but we don't have her high school diploma because she just didn't go pick it up. So yeah, now you know a little secret about my family. All right. No, it's not that big a deal, but I brought it up, so it must be bothering me. Okay. So you've got this. Okay. And here's another message I really want to make sure I express. What if you don't? What if you don't have it yet? What if you aren't going to make your 24 credits, your high school and beyond plan, your community? What if you don't get there? Okay? You just got to tell yourself it's a matter of when. Not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I have so much pride, honor, respect for 18-year-olds that stick with it, even though they don't get to walk with their class, they stick with it, they support their friends that do make it on time, whatever on time means, the 4-year plan. And some of them come back for a half year, some come back for another year. I've had some 6th-year seniors who I'm super proud of. So it's not a matter of when or if, it's a matter of when. So just keep telling yourself that. If you're going to come up short, please don't panic. Work with the counselors, work with us, work in it. When you guys tell us you're not in it, we're still going to try to drag you up and make you be in it, okay? All right, I think that's all I've got. Let's see. You guys are going to get that green copy when you walk out. You're also going to get an email copy to you and your families. You're also going to get, thank you, Mr. Isham, the video of all this. So if you came in late, we're going to send a video of everything today so you can sit down with your families and go over it. But I think other than that, that's it. Thank you for being here. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great day. And you guys have lunch now. So lunch and